Imagine huge houses previously held by the top celebrities in the world being abandoned to decay. Why are these million-dollar luxury mansions unable to find a buyer? Some properties have so many problems, from haunting pasts to exorbitant maintenance expenses, that no famous person can rescue them. Could you live in a home that's been abandoned for decades or has a spooky past? Now let's explore the astounding tales of deserted celebrity homes that are worthless. Nelly. Remember when you couldn't turn on the radio without hearing a Nelly song? Like his house in the St. Louis suburb of Wildwood, Missouri, those tunes have fallen into oblivion. Nelly's opulent, early 1990s Tuscan-style house is still a noticeable presence. Upon reaching $40 million in net worth, Nelly made a significant investment. He paid around $2 million for this opulent house in 2002. According to rumors, Nelly bought the property to sell it, but never intended to live there. However, the 10,800 square foot mansion has been occupied for over 20 years for unknown reasons. Situated on a vast 12-acre property, the home has stunning panoramic views from almost every room. The facade has towers that resemble castles and white stucco walls. Nelly listed the house for less than $1 million by 2021. It took little time to find a buyer, and the home sold for $982,500. The story doesn't appear to be finished yet. The Kingdom of God Global Church in St. Louis is the new owner. The church may be a cult, according to some residents. It's still unclear what the charity intends to do with Nelly's old house. Britney Spears. When her father, whom she subsequently fought in court to end her conservatorship, became very sick in 2019, pop sensation Britney Spears decided to leave her Thousand Oaks home. She moved out and packed up. The estate, which she'd paid $7.4 million for in 2015, showed evidence of neglect while she was away, according to aerial photos. Other parts of the property were in poor condition, but the elaborate water features were turned off. Toys drifted aimlessly in the formerly immaculate pool, while sun-damaged patio chair cushions were lying about. Even after a wet winter in Southern California, the once luxuriant emerald green grass started to turn brown, despite reports that a crew of gardeners was hired. However, this property wasn't always in that condition. Situated on a vast 20-acre tract of remote land, the opulent Italian-style mansion has 13,300 square feet of living space. Britney listed the estate for $7.9 million in 2022, but no purchasers showed interest. She and her now ex-husband, Sam Asghari, spent a lot of money on a lavish Calabasas property, which they have since sold. Britney is now organizing a visit to her Thousand Oaks home. Hopefully, she has a strong staff to return it to its previous splendor. What a tornado! Birdman. Birdman, born Brian Williams, a rapper and the founder of Cash Money Records, used to reside in a large Louisiana estate. However, Hurricane Katrina's destruction in 2005 transformed it into a melancholy icon. It was a 10,948 square foot mansion with 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 2 hot tubs, a sauna, and a swimming pool bought from NFL star Pat Swilling in 2004. However, Katrina severely damaged the property, and Birdman departed it shortly after the hurricane devastated New Orleans, killing over 1,800 people and uprooting countless residents. The home has fallen into ruin and been abandoned for almost 15 years. It was once an opulent hideaway, but today its facilities are in ruins. The interiors have been destroyed by time and neglect, and the pool is murky. Because of its placement in a flood-prone region, the property is now worth about $650,000, a small portion of its previous value. Birdman has made other real estate blunders outside his Louisiana home. The rap entrepreneur suffered a huge loss when his Miami Beach property, which he'd purchased for $14.5 million in 2012 from Russell Weiner, the inventor of Rockstar Energy, was sold for $10.9 million in 2020 after foreclosure proceedings. The future of Birdman's Louisiana property is unknown, and it's still in limbo. It serves as a sobering reminder of the effects of Katrina and the difficulties of sustaining opulent homes in high-risk neighborhoods. Whether it's repaired, reused, or continues to fall into oblivion is a matter of time. Tommy Lee. Like the Motley Crue drummer himself, Tommy Lee's former Calabasas property is a striking and unique hillside residence. The 10,000-square-foot house, which was acquired for $5.85 million in 2007, was a showcase of remarkable architectural design. Its most notable features were a retractable glass roof, breathtaking panoramic vistas, and an atrium with internal waterfalls. The outside areas, which included a piano-shaped pool, a stone saltwater jacuzzi, and a koi pond, were equally appealing. The house was a dream come true for both homebodies and entertainers, with 6 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, a gym, a home theater, a wine cellar, and even a second kitchen. The home was challenging to sell, despite its distinctive attractiveness. Tommy sold it for about the same price he had paid when he had initially offered it in 2016. Nevertheless, after years of erratic interest and price changes, the property was sold at the end of the month for $3.6 million, which was $2 million less than asking price. Tommy's wife, Britney Furlan, claimed the house was haunted, adding to its enigmatic qualities. Its steep hillside location and distinctive architecture appeared to frighten prospective purchasers just as much as the strange, unexplainable happenings she detailed. It's reasonable to assume that the new house owners hope for a ghost-free experience, even if its unique characteristics may lure them. Tommy Lee's lengthy real estate journey ends, leaving behind a house as distinctive and legendary as his rock and roll career. Mohamed Hadid. Mohamed Hadid has attracted attention for reasons other than his daughters, Gigi and Bella Hadid, who are well known for their lucrative modeling careers. His unfortunate mega mansion has turned into a nightmare for the neighbors. Since it's been a primary subject for over a decade, you've undoubtedly heard about this enormous estate. The ambitious project, located in Bel Air, Los Angeles, atop a hillside, caused controversy. Although construction started in 2011, Hadid was embroiled in a contentious legal battle with Los Angeles officials by 2014. A 14,000-square-foot house was initially intended, but the site had expanded much over the permitted size. The house had grown to 30,000 square feet on many floors when authorities took it. The city, infuriated, ordered work to cease and canceled Hadid's building licenses. Rumors circulated that Hadid persisted in building a third level and a pool deck without permission, despite the directives. After a while, authorities took firm action and sentenced him to 200 hours of community service for breaking building regulations. They filed a lawsuit against him because they were so worried that the incomplete structure would seriously endanger their lives and property. The neighbors were extremely worried about the structural safety and the partially completed project and started calling the enormous house the Starship Enterprise. Hadid probably couldn't have predicted the mayhem this endeavor would cause. Cher. Cher's Malibu house, as legendary as the actress herself, is the pinnacle of celebrity opulence. Cher's unique sense of design and commitment to creating a private haven are evident in the property, which was acquired for around $3 million in 1989. The expansive 14,000-square-foot property, modeled like an Italian Renaissance palace, is on 1.73 acres of prime Malibu beachfront and has stunning views of the Pacific Ocean. The estate has 9 bathrooms and 7 carefully constructed bedrooms to exude luxury. Cher's unique additions give the house an unparalleled degree of refinement. The main suite has 2 closets, one of which is a panic room and a meditation room. Modern comforts, including an indoor-outdoor gym and a cinema, are added. A climate-controlled wig chamber with over 100 of Cher's renowned hairpieces also serves as a humorous homage to her famed image. With an infinity pool and tennis courts outside, the home offers a tranquil haven surrounded by the splendor of the Pacific. The home, recently listed for $75 million, a $10 million decrease from its original $85 million asking price, illustrates the difficulties in selling extra-luxury real estate in a cutthroat market. Cher's Malibu mansion offers a unique fusion of luxury and peace and is a masterwork of construction and design. For those who can afford it, this is more than simply a place to live. It's a piece of living history, connected to one of the most iconic figures in entertainment. Lil Wayne. Known as Wayne Manor, Lil Wayne's Miami Beach house was a spectacular example of the rapper's extravagant lifestyle. The futuristic 15,000-square-foot mansion, which was purchased for $1.6 million in 2011, included a two-story master suite that was accessed by a glass-enclosed elevator, 9 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, and striking glass and steel architecture. Among its most notable features were a shark lagoon, which gave it an opulent feel, and a rooftop skate park ideal for Wayne's skating pastime. Wayne's real estate venture didn't turn out as planned, despite the property's overwhelming attractiveness and ideal waterfront location. The house was listed for $15 million in 2015, but it had trouble finding purchasers who could afford the high asking price. One Miami real estate specialist said, "It's an amazing house, but sometimes uniqueness narrows the market." Wayne reduced the asking price to generate interest after the property had been on the market for 2 years. He eventually sold the home in 2017 for $10 million, which was far less than the $15 million he had originally intended for, and substantially less than the initial purchase price. The house is a monument to Wayne's taste for the spectacular, even if his departure from it marked the end of a chapter in his real estate endeavors. Wayne Manor is a stunning example of Miami luxury today, reflecting the rapper's daring preferences and the erratic nature of the celebrity real estate market. Not every investment is a success, even for a celebrity who has sold over 100 million albums. Courtney Love. A clear reminder of the difficulties involved in caring for a rural property is Courtney Love's old country getaway in Olympia, Washington. Love paid $447,000 for the 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in 1995, a year after her husband, Kurt Cobain, died. The property was intended to be a rural retreat on 7 expansive acres. But as time passed and nature and carelessness took control, it deteriorated. It was evident that years of disuse had taken their toll by the time Love advertised the home for $320,000 in 2018. The house was listed as a major fixer-upper, alerting potential purchasers to the substantial renovations required to make it habitable again. The inside was in ruins, with bricks strewn over the floor and graffiti on the walls of the 8-stall stable. A prior effort to sell the home in 2011 had failed, and Love herself had not occupied it for years. The mansion had a certain charm despite its terrible condition, maybe because of its association with the mysterious singer and her late spouse. Love eventually left with the rundown getaway when a buyer came forward. The property is probably getting the major makeover it needs now that it's been sold. The house represents both Love's turbulent past and the constant promise of rebirth, making it a moving footnote in her legendary life for followers of the rock star. Elon Musk. The famous computer millionaire and pioneer of space travel, Elon Musk, previously possessed a dream house that was too big for him. The home, first constructed in 1912 by French aristocrat Christian Deguin, had a vast living room, a library with leather walls and a fireplace, a gourmet kitchen, 7 bedrooms, 9.5 baths, and large areas for gathering. Christian Deguin IV, whose family had held the ancient castle for over a century, sold it to Musk in 2017 for slightly over $23 million. Musk, however, determined that another family should enjoy the house because his attention was diverted to his grandiose space endeavors. Musk famously said in 2020 that he would own no house. He revealed his intention to sell almost everything to fund his space exploration ambitions. He sold his entire real estate portfolio, worth over $100 million, as promised. This includes one residence owned by actor Gene Wilder and 3 other Bel Air houses. Musk offered the DeGene estate for over $37 million, but to generate interest, he lowered the price by $5.5 million after failing to find a buyer. He sold the rest of his houses in 2021 for around $32 million. Musk's ambitious plans may lead him to buy real estate on Mars in the future. Would you give up a life of luxury to have the opportunity to go to space? If you'd give up your ideal house for the stars, comment yes. If you'd prefer to remain on Earth, comment no. Let's talk about it. Steve Jobs. Although the renowned Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, changed the IT industry with his many inventions, his real estate endeavors were less noteworthy. Property records show he paid $3.5 million for the Jackling House in Woodside, California in 1984. This historic Spanish revival home was named after its original owner and was created in 1925 by renowned architect George Washington Smith for copper mining magnate Daniel Cohen Jackling. Even though Jobs valued the house's historical significance, he finally left to look for something smaller and more humble since maintaining the great property was too much for him. The 15,000-square-foot home was abandoned starting in the year 2000. Jobs tried to destroy it for more than 10 years, and in 2011, the year he passed away, he was successful. Photographer Jonathan Haber, who specializes in photographing abandoned structures, took pictures of the mansion in its deteriorating splendor before its demolition. Even though it was in poor condition, the home still had elements of its previous grandeur, such as a games room, marble baths, a grand staircase, open-air balconies, and reception areas with elaborate chandeliers. The Jackling House was nevertheless a hauntingly beautiful remnant of the past, despite the effects of time. Jason Derulo. Despite its opulence and star appeal, Jason Derulo's previous Coconut Creek estate was a gorgeous property that was difficult to sell. The expansive mansion, which covered more than 11,500 square feet and was situated on 2.5 acres of beautiful Florida property, was bought for $1.75 million in 2009. It had all the makings of a star-worthy house, with 7 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, and resort-style features like a pool and jacuzzi. Derulo made the guest home an accurate representation of his pop star lifestyle during his ownership by adding personal touches, like a fully furnished recording studio and a mirrored dance studio. Derulo listed the home for $2.9 million in 2015 after deciding to sell it. "I'm moving to California to be closer to my work and family, and this just felt like the right time to make a move," he told the Wall Street Journal when he made the choice. Despite this, the house failed to draw in bidders at that price range and was on the market for over a year. By 2016, Derulo had dropped his expectations and sold the house for $1.9 million, far less than the asking price, but still a slight profit over his original purchase. In narrow areas where even celebrity ownership isn't always appealing, the transaction brought to light the difficulties of marketing premium houses. The Coconut Creek estate now symbolizes a period in Derulo's early career, capturing his ascent to stardom and the challenges of adjusting to a rapidly changing way of life. Liza Minnelli. Initially built in 1925, Liza Minnelli's childhood house was subsequently transformed by renowned Hollywood Regency architect John Elgin Wolfe. This Spanish revival villa in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, is now a part of Hollywood's past. Following his divorce from Judy Garland, Oscar-winning filmmaker Vincente Minnelli bought the home in the middle of the 1950s. Many of their daughter Liza's early years were spent at the opulent home. Vincente, well known for his extravagant preferences, adorned the estate with elaborate furniture, sumptuous textiles, and chandeliers. Vincente gave the house to Liza, a Hollywood star at the time, after he died in 1986, but with a stipulation that his fourth wife, Lee, might live there for as long as she wanted. This arrangement operated amicably until Liza decided to sell the property in the year 2000. Even when the property was sold in 2002, Lee refused to move, even when she gave him a different unit. Tension arose between the two, but in the end, a deal let Lee remain in the house until she died in 2009. The once glorious mansion started to decline after her passing. The house was left unattended and decayed, drawing YouTubers, urban explorers, and squatters. It was no longer as magnificent as it once was. Wallpaper was peeling off the walls, holes were in the ceilings, and the floors were covered with rubbish and broken furniture. Even now, the house's eerie aspect is a remnant of what it used to be. Hopefully, a visionary can return this legendary piece of Hollywood history to its former splendor. Alicia Keys. Eddie Murphy's expansive New Jersey estate was bought by Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats in 2013, and they made it a reflection of their opulent and artistic lifestyle. The 25,000-square-foot mansion, purchased for $12.1 million in two separate transactions, came equipped with a movie theater, a gym, an indoor pool, and a 2-lane bowling alley. The music power couple went above and beyond by building 2 elevators to provide quicker access to the enormous home and adding a whole wing to showcase their remarkable art collection. The villa was the ideal residence for the 2 legendary musicians, complete with a cutting-edge recording studio. The couple chose to market the house for about $15 million in 2015, despite its grandeur. It had 8 bedrooms and 14 bathrooms. Hoping to find a buyer who valued its distinctive features. Selling the home, however, was far more complex than anticipated. The asking price drastically decreased over time, and by 2022, after 7 arduous years on the market, it sold for just $6 million, half of what the couple had initially spent. A luxury real estate specialist says, even the most extraordinary homes sometimes face challenges in niche markets. The buyer secured a unique home at a significant discount, making the transaction the bargain of a lifetime. Meanwhile, the estate serves as a reminder that even the residents of celebrities are susceptible to fluctuations in the real estate market. Boris Becker. When Boris Becker paid $598,000 for a villa on the Spanish island of Mallorca in 1997, he started his real estate career. The former tennis player made significant investments to renovate the property, adding a guest house, a Moroccan-style home, basketball courts, stables, an outdoor pool, and even a tennis court furnished with Wimbledon equipment. But what had begun as a dream home quickly turned into a nightmare. In 2004, Becker was forced to destroy the unlawful extensions and fined $255,000. He put the property up for sale in 2007 for $18.4 million, but no purchaser showed interest. Becker had continuous financial difficulties and struggled to maintain the expansive estate. A court in Spain seized the property until the debt was settled after his gardener sued him in 2011 for $354,000 in unpaid pay. When Becker neglected to pay for construction work in 2014, history was repeated. Nevertheless, he finally paid off the debt and regained ownership of the estate. Regretfully, he lost the property when his financial troubles led to bankruptcy in 2017. The situation deteriorated in April 2022 when Becker was given a 2.5-year jail term for hiding millions of pounds in assets, including a portion of $1 million German home during his bankruptcy procedures. His once grand Mallorca villa, which had a tennis court, a pool, and horses, is now abandoned and serves as a somber reminder of his financial failure. It's sad, but true. Tom Cruise. In a private deal, Tom Cruise, the well-known actor who won praise for his parts in Jerry Maguire and Top Gun, bought his Colorado mansion. The property, on 320 private acres in Telluride, was painstakingly created to provide seclusion and peace among the mountains. The stone and cedar house that Cruise finished in 1994 took many years to build. He decided to sell the estate years later. When he advertised the house with a realtor in 2014, He set the asking price at an astounding $59 million. However, the transaction didn't go through as it seemed Cruz wasn't quite ready to sell the house then. The main home, about 10,000 square feet in size, has gorgeous wood and stone details, a chef's kitchen, large windows that provide spectacular views of the mountains, and wood-beamed ceilings. A gated gateway leads to the estate's 3-bedroom guest lodge, and the main house is at the end of a mile-long road. Additionally, plenty of wooded paths are on the property for exploring the nearby wilderness. The estate's attraction is increased because, despite its remote setting, it is surprisingly accessible to downtown Telluride. Cruz ultimately decided to relist the house for $39 million, and a buyer was found in only 2 months. Cruz's association with the breathtaking mountain hideaway ended at this point. Was it wise for Tom Cruise to lower his price? If you think he should have waited for the original price, leave a 0 comment. If you think the decrease was required to close the deal, leave a 9 comment. Keith Richards. The Fifth Avenue residence of Keith Richards and Patty Hansen, which combines New York elegance with rock star glitz, is an intriguing chapter in celebrity real estate. The house, bought for $10.5 million in 2014, perfectly blends contemporary and sophisticated design. The 3-bedroom duplex, renovated by architect Joe Sarins in 2011, had terraces with stunning views of Washington Square Park, a large 47-foot living and entertainment area, and a beautiful bronze staircase covered in leather. It was the ideal haven for the iconic guitarist of the Rolling Stones and his supermodel wife. However, even the most beautiful houses have their limitations. The home, listed for $12.23 million in 2016, did not sell. According to a Manhattan real estate specialist, sometimes, no matter how iconic the owner is, the market speaks louder. In 2018, the couple sold it for $9 million, a substantial loss, after lowering the asking price to under $10 million. Despite their obvious beauty, some conjectured that the expensive price tag and the terrace's significant care requirements put purchasers off. With so many options, New York luxury consumers would have looked for more recent, innovative designs. The sale signaled the end of an era for fans and served as a reminder that even celebrities had to change with the times. The flat, no longer associated with Keith Richards, is nonetheless a gem in Manhattan's real estate portfolio, illustrating how short-lived celebrity ownership can be. Robin Williams. Once a representative of coziness and wealth, Robin Williams' Tiburon estate now serves as a somber reminder of the beloved actor's untimely death. The Mediterranean-style property, purchased in 2008 for just over $8 million, included a pool, private water access, expansive spaces for partying, and stunning bay views. This refuge matched Williams' extravagant lifestyle. However, when Williams sadly died within the home in 2014, the tale of the property took a darker turn. A court battle over the inheritance between his wife, Susan Schneider Williams, and his children, Zach, Zelda, and Cody, adds to the tragedy's negative impact on the property. The situation's emotional impact persisted despite being settled out of court in 2015. The house, listed for $7.25 million, had trouble finding a buyer. Homes associated with such distressing incidents frequently encounter difficulties, said a real estate specialist in the Bay Area. Because of the shame associated with Williams' death, potential purchasers were probably put off. The mansion's 2016 sale price of $5.35 million was much less than it had originally been listed for. The home is nevertheless a bittersweet reminder of a brilliant comedian, even if the sale ended in a challenging phase. For many, its tale emphasizes how devastating loss can be, even in high-end real estate. It's now a private home that bears the resiliency of individuals who aim to move on and reminders of its history. 50 Cent. Once a representation of extravagance and wealth, 50 Cent's expansive Connecticut house became a notorious cautionary story in celebrity real estate. The 21-bedroom, 25-bath mansion, initially acquired for $4.1 million from boxing great Mike Tyson in 2003, was the epitome of extravagant luxury. It looked more like a resort than a house, with features including basketball courts, a recording studio, a nightclub, and indoor and outdoor pools. But its greatest obstacle turned out to be its majesty. The estate was listed for an astounding $18.5 million in 2007, but it remained unsold yearly as potential purchasers resisted the enormous size and the prohibitive $70,000 monthly maintenance expenses. When it was eventually sold to Florida businessman Casey Asgar in 2019, the price had fallen to only $2.9 million, an astounding decrease of 84% from its initial listing. One real estate expert said, "It's a trophy property, but one few can afford or want." The financial loss was significant, despite 50 Cent's attempts to give a portion of the selling earnings to charity. A common issue in celebrity real estate is that more isn't necessarily better, as the mansion's narrative illustrates. Although eye-catching, its expensive features and enormous size drove off purchasers looking for functionality. It serves as a reminder today that not all celebrities have equal financial success. The mansion was a flamboyant phase of 50 Cent's career that's now ended, but not before leaving a costly legacy. If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon